Now, this is going to be an interesting debate. If you want to join the party, you can. 03717223344. Mohamed Salah returned to Liverpool last week after suffering a muscle injury whilst on international duty for his country, Egypt, at AFCON. The Reds boss, Jurgen Klopp, spoke after his side's 4-0 win over Bournemouth at the weekend about whether Salah would return to the Ivory Coast if Egypt were to progress further into the competition.
I'm not a doctor, so I would say if Egypt qualifies for the final, if he's fit before the final, then probably yes. Why not? That's clear. It's just a tournament, but it's about Ivory Coast. I'm sure it's a wonderful country, but it's probably now for players, and we have no people from us there, and their people have to take care of the players who are playing. So let's see.
Now, these comments led to the Egypt manager, Rui Vitória, hitting out at Klopp for revealing more information than was necessary about Salah's injury ahead of his side's crucial final AFCON group game. He said, before the game, we did not want to say anything. Meanwhile, everything was in the control of our excellent medical team. Given we were going to have to travel, given the temperatures, given that we were going to be going to a different city, maybe it made sense that Salah should have a place he can go to recover as quickly as possible. We didn't want to alarm anyone. I didn't think it was right for Liverpool via an intermediary to speak about this because he had a tremendously important game today. Egypt drew 2-2, of course, with Cape Verde. They qualified for the last 16, where they could face either Morocco, Congo, Zambia, or how do you pronounce that?
I'm not looking at the script.
Tanzania. I can't even read. Tanzania, blimey. I'm going mad. So, firstly, what's your view on when a player is on international duty and they get an injury, whether or not it's up to the club to completely step back and allow...
No, so I don't agree with that. I think there should be some kind of dialogue between the two. Certainly when I was with the England national setup, there was also a dialogue between the English FA and the club that I played for. That's normal. In Mohamed Salah's situation, him being a superstar, there has to be dialogue because he's Egypt's best player and he's Liverpool's best player. So the fact that there's no communication between the two, that's bizarre. That's really bizarre.
Okay, we'll carry on our chat in just a moment. Ben Fletcher has just walked into the studio with his phone out, looking like he's got some breaking news for us. Do you have some?
I do indeed. It comes from the EFL and that abandoned match between Reading and Port Vale on Saturday the 13th of January. You may remember there was a pitch invasion by fans, Reading fans protesting against the owner of the club, which led to the game being postponed. The EFL have now determined the game will be replayed in full on Tuesday the 20th of February 2024, kick-off 8 p.m. Both clubs are talking about ticket sales and how that will be communicated to their respective fans. But in a nutshell, Reading Port Vale, abandoned at 0-0 on 16 minutes on Saturday a week ago, has been rescheduled. It will be replayed in full on Tuesday the 20th of February.
Perfection as always. Thank you, Ben Fletcher.
One does one's best.
Okay, don't over-egg your part. So when you... Just going back to... Thanks, Fletcher. Going back to what you were saying there. So do you think the club should have a bigger input when he's away on international? They pay his wages, right?
Yeah, I mean that's not. It's not irrelevant, but like when it's almost like your country supersedes everything, really, regardless of who pays the wage or not. But
I do. You say that, but I do think the club have a right to be involved.
No, but they should be involved 100% because that's an asset to the club, isn't it? And Mohamed Salah's a huge asset.
Yeah, the club own him, right?
Which is why, okay, they own
well,
him.
They do. They own his.
But they don't own him.
They own his registration.
Okay,
he can't go anywhere without the club's permission.
But he can.
And they pay his wages.
No, but the one place he can go is international, and they could have nothing to do with.
Okay, yeah,
right. My only thing with that is when you've got someone who's so high profile as Mohamed Salah, and he pulls an injury, or the communication has to be straight away between the clubs because surely Liverpool medical staff are like, well, hold on a second here, he's gone off injured. They probably phoned Salah himself. How you feeling? Like what's
going on?
Normal. Which is normal. That's all normal. The fact that it sounds like the Egyptian FA don't want Liverpool to get involved. That's bizarre. That can't be the case. You have to work together. It has to be in tandem.
Who should come out while you're away on international duty at a major tournament? Who should address the press for the whole duration while that tournament is on?
Regardless, it could be either. I think. I know.
See, I don't know. I don't know whether or not. I agree with you. If you're away on international duty...
I get that, but the press are going to be asking Jurgen Klopp about his player. What's he going to keep saying? I don't know. Do you know
well, he's away at the moment. I don't want to upset what they're doing.
Yeah, but you're not really. I mean, everyone knows he went off injured. Everyone could see it. Do you know what I mean? So Jurgen Klopp's probably worried. But this is where there needs to be a conversation between the Egyptian FA and Liverpool. Because if the Egyptian FA would have waited and gone, not waited, had a conversation with Klopp straight away, they could have said to him, listen... Don't put this out there yet. We don't quite know what's going on with Mo. Let's both assess him. Let's see what you think.
I can only assume there's been a misunderstanding between the club and the country.
Yes. It sounds like the dialogue's not clear.
Okay, so this when we were having this little chat, this little debate in our pre-show meeting, we got onto the club v country argument row, which is bigger.
Yeah.
And one of the questions I asked the team, including you, was what's more important to you? Is it winning an England cap at any level? And by that I
not
mean
any level, but winning an England
cap. I mean
cap.
A friendly or in a tournament or in
just getting a cap for your country.
Well, you say that, but I think winning the cap at a World Cup is different to winning an international cap in a friendly.
No, but even just you think about the amount of players who play in the Premier League who didn't get a cap. They would, they would do anything they can.
I know, but when we were having this conversation, right, I exaggerated point to prove point, as the fun boy would say, and I said, "Would you rather score a goal in the Champions League final for your club?" No, hold on. I asked this to Dan. Right, he's a Brentford fan. Mm-hmm. I said, "Would you rather score the winning goal in the Champions League final for Brentford?" Yeah. And he's a die-hard Brentford fan, or get a cap in an international friendly for England.
Yeah.
And he said England.
But I don't think you get. I mean, I get it. And playing for your country is the most. For me, is the pinnacle. I absolutely love playing for my country. But it's one of those where you can't really talk about isolated incidents like playing the Champions League final. It's got to be playing the Champions League as a competition or play for your country.
No, but the reason I'm giving you the most obscene scenario is because I'm trying to find out how important it is to play for your country compared to one of the greatest opportunities in domestic football.
I still think playing for your country is seen as the pinnacle. When you're growing up as a kid, and Dan made this point in the meeting, when you grow up as a kid, you think to yourself, I'd love to play for England. I'd love to play for my country.
So you play for England, what, 12 times, 13 times?
Yeah.
Which one?
13, I think.
13 times. Okay. Would you give up those 13 caps for anything?
No.
So scoring a goal in a Champions League final?
No.
You wouldn't do that?
No.
Winning the treble?
No, but these are things that didn't happen to me. So
I know, but you understand how important. I never played at your level,
yeah, but
right?
I still can't go because you talk about things that only happened a couple of times ever. The treble. Do you know what I mean?
No, I know, but I've never played at your level, so I've never played for England. But I can still make the call on what I think I would rather do.
Yeah, but you can't though because you haven't done either.
Yeah, but I can still have an opinion on it.
Yeah, you can. But you don't know how you're going to feel.
No, but I would rather is how you start that question.
Okay, yeah,
that answer, right?
For me, playing for England was the biggest.
I would rather win the treble.
I never ever play for your country.
Rather than one international friendly cap.
Yes, I never play for your country.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, no. Playing for my country.
Over the treble.
Meant everything. I love playing for my country.
It wouldn't mean anything, but I'm just trying to think of when you retire.
Yeah.
Right? When you look at your mantelpiece, is it one cap against Malta at Ellen Road in a friendly? Or is it Champions League final, FA Cup final, won the Premier League?
It sounds like that's okay. For instance, Calvin Phillips won the lot.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you'd rather win them the part that he's played, win the lot, and have no caps for England? No, I think you'd rather have played for England.
Jermaine Pennant, Champions League final, man of the match, didn't play for England.
Okay,
right? Would he swap that for one England cap?
I think so.
What about if he won the Champions League?
No, you can't change the goal. You can't stop changing the goalpost.
Let me phone him. Can I phone Jermaine Pennant? Go on, carry on. I'm going to phone him up. What do you think he'll say? If I say, would you rather win one cap?
Yeah, just say play for your country. Don't say one cap. Just play for your country. Or I mean, what he did in the Champions League final was incredible because he was brilliant.
Yeah, go on.
I think he'd play. I'd like to play.
I've got two numbers for Jermaine Pennant.
I think he'd like to play for England.
I've got two numbers from Jermaine Pennant. Which one's a dial?
Try both.
Let's dial that one. See if Jermaine Pennant it could be someone else. You know these ex-footballers, they change their numbers all the time. If it's not that one, I'll try the other one. Oh.
Hello?
Is that Jermaine Pennant?
What kind of prank is this?
No, it's not. Listen, you're live on the show, Jermaine. How are you?
I'm great, mate. How are you?
Good, I'm very well. I've got a very quick question for you, right? We're talking about club v country. Me and Benty are talking about it.
Yeah.
You played the Champions League final, but you lost.
Yeah.
And you never had an England cap.
Correct.
Right. Would you have...
He got man of the match in that final.
Yeah, I know. Would you have one England cap or a Champions League winners medal?
Champions League winners medal.
Okay, what about what happened? Obviously, you lost in the final or an England cap?
In a friendly.
I'm playing in the final.
Well, rather than one England cap representing your country, albeit a friendly.
Yeah, I still play for the club.
What about World Cup?
What, playing the World Cup?
Just one game.
What about one game in the World Cup? A 0-0 against Andorra.
Honestly.
Or Champions League final, you score the winner.
Why don't you
Champions League final.
There you go.
The
honestly, he loves changing the goalpost, doesn't he?
Jermaine, will you do me a favour?
Yes, mate.
Look after yourself.
You too. Have a great show, guys.
See ya. There you go. Now that's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, because you changed the goalpost about 12 times.
Yeah, but we asked it. You could see.
Just give it the same.
Hold on. But the one question in the middle of that was Champions League final, man of the match, which he got, or one England cap, and he said Champions League final.
Oh, yeah, see, I'm sticking with the England cap.
Okay. What are you going with?
talkSPORT Drive. Super opinionated sporting debate. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.